Hello Cancer, welcome to your weekly reading with me, Cindy. This week is High Priestess Week, Cancer. We're going to look into the deeper, darker depths of your unknown. We're going to ask what your potency is, your strength, your kryptonite, your weakness, your nemesis keeps coming around, but it makes you stronger. And what is your next assignment? What is your next journey? Where are you going with all this? We're going to start with the Witch's Oracle card. There is an extended at the end of this reading, and we look at the blind spot for you, how the past and the future push and pull on you and how that's affecting you. Let's get started. I'm feeling a little bit weird. I had just the most unusual kind of paranormal experience. I just took my little dog Lily into the spare room, which I made for my mom here. And if you don't know, my stepdad passed away a couple of months ago. So there's some pictures of him in there. And I was just looking and I was just thinking, just kind of those thoughts about, when someone has passed and that, that's it. Like, it's so final. I don't know why I was just thinking about that. And so I sat down and I was getting ready to do your reading. I thought, I just want to check my email quick because there's a package that I'm waiting to come, and I have to pay duty or something on it. So I wanted to make sure, like, I'm not, behind the 8 ball, or I'm in front of the 8 ball, whatever that is, somewhere with the 8 ball. So I opened up my email. There is an email. Okay, so my grandfather, who I was extremely close with, passed away quite a while ago. And his name was Alfred. So I opened up my email. Just after thinking about, ancestors that have passed and when people have passed, it's so final. There's an email here and it just says it's from Alfred. And the title is, "It's been a while, you must be exhausted. You haven't checked with us for a long time, ! Hey Cindy, how are you?" Like, what the hell is this? Right? Like almost like freaky shivers. I can't believe what this is. So what it's from though, it's from an app that I downloaded months ago called eButler. Just a service. They do all sorts of different services for you. I never used it. That's where it's from. But it says that you don't see that it's from eButler until you open it up. But the title just says, "Alfred to Cindy. It's been a while. You must be exhausted." Isn't that freaky? Tell me, how freaked out would you be to get an email from someone that you were close to that passed away a long time ago saying, "Hey, it's been a long time. You must be exhausted. How's it going? I haven't heard from you." So I'm just like, whoa, this is so weird. So I don't even know where your reading is going. Isn't this just kind of a magical, freaky energy that we've entered together, Cancer? So let's pull out. So anyways, I did pull out some cards anyways. I'm like, I feel like he wants to talk to me. So he did. And he had something to say to me. So yeah, I'm going to trust him because I know he would not lead me astray. It's freaky, man. Life can be so freaky sometimes. And it's not a very common name. Although I guess it is a name that was often associated with a butler, isn't it? So that makes sense. But everyone would call him Al. Yeah. So, let's go. Oh my goodness. You got 2. Oh, what the heck is that? The Athame? It's like a sword of some sort. Athame and Salamander. Ooh. Regenerative. This is to me, very regenerative, right? The salamander, you can cut off its limb and it grows it right back. It's just amazing. It's also often associated in the tarot with Sagittarius energy. But the Athame and the Salamander. I'm going to read you the incantations at the end. I'll pull that down a little bit so you can kind of look at it. I just went totally blank here. Why do I have this deck? Oh, it's so weird. I've been experiencing really weird phenomena this week. And I don't know how to explain it. Points of being almost seeing the future but feeling like it's the past, and it's just going to pick up cards and it's wait a second, that's not the deck I don't know. And then there's a whole thing like with the email from my grandfather. Well, it's not really from my grandfather, but in some kind of odd little way. Like that's how I feel like, you know, you talk about having a visitation or having some sort of synchronicity or something happening to you. It's not usually like a ghost standing in a doorway saying, yo, it's been a while, what's going on? So weird. Life is so full of magic and so many things that we've just decided to, on so many levels of society has decided, particularly Western society, to stop looking at it as being magical and mystical and the only things that exist are what you see right in front of your face. I'm feeling like the energy of this is all in your reading, Cancer. Really feeling something. Your potency. Look at the Magician. Like a magical manifester. What's your kryptonite? Ooh, painful endings. Oh my God, what was I just talking about too? Like when there's an ending like something like death, it's just so final. You know, and I know as adults, like I find it's easy. I don't know if it's easier to deal with. It's easier to keep functioning through, but my grandmother died when I was quite young, and it was the first major death that I had in my life, and that was devastating for me. It took me years to get over the fact that I would never see her again or talk to her again. And it's just, wow, there's so much synchronicity going on with your reading, Cancer. It's incredible. So your nemesis, it keeps coming around, or it's been very persistent, but it makes you stronger. Whoa, the Knight of Cups. This kind of feels like something, so this is kind of funny because like something trying to be persistent to offer you something, offer you guidance. And it's really funny, the message that my grandfather gave me. It's like, all right, I know he wouldn't lead me astray, so. But now here is your next path, your next assignment, your next journey. The Page of Wands. You know, if there's been some sort of painful ending, moving forward in very innocent, easy communication. That's it. It's simple. It's open. There's nothing heavy behind. Look at, you know what I really like is that, like, you're standing here, you're kind of face on here with this Magician energy, your strength. Your kryptonite, your weakness, is the Ten of Swords. Like painful endings, conclusions in life. And these conclusions will change how you see yourself. And I was talking like about people that have passed. If you think about that, like when someone has passed, if your grandparents have passed, do you stop being a grandchild? If your parents have passed, do you stop being a child? Like that's really actually an accurate way to describe the Ten of Swords, because it's a painful ending and it changes how you see yourself. It kind of changes who you are. So that is a weakness here. But your nemesis, and it makes you stronger. Is it, you know what too? It's like dusting yourself off, getting up and dusting yourself off again. And this is your energy, Cancer, the cups, the love, the emotion, you know, going through the pain. Getting up again. It feels like maybe you feel like you have to get up over and over and over and over and over again. And then here, starting from the beginning. Really is starting from the beginning. The Page, it is the first representation of the court cards, right? Like the knights, the kings, the queens, and here you are, the Page. This is all you're being asked to do for your first assignment. The Queen of Pentacles is at the bottom. So there is still the energy around you of really being like grounded, having experience and taking this forward, developing a mature outlook on life and approach. This reading, I feel so weird. Like I feel like I have to stop and think about, what do I do next? What cards do I pick up? And it's usually automatic. Going through such a weird experience right now with time. Like hanging on to it. It's odd. And it's really odd because it's something that happened when my grandfather passed. I had a very difficult time keeping track of time. And I know there's some weird stuff going on, because San from Santerra, well, this would be about a week ago, she just came back. And, you know, she talked about, you know, just things going on too with difficulties. When things felt easy, it's all of a sudden it's difficult. There's obstacles. It's like there's all these weird hiccups going on. And it kind of throws you off. It's really unusual energy. I don't know. Tell me if you guys are feeling like stuff like that. It really feels like past, present, and future is sort of coming together. So yeah, I'm clarifying. I feel like I'm sitting here for the first time. Who are you? Who am I? What are we doing here? You know what? I have to put them on. I've got to put them on. That hasn't changed. If anything, actually. Wow. Oh my God. Look at all the detail in the cards. Oh man. It just keeps going downhill from here, right? Wow, look at all these fours. And to move. Oh my gosh. Look at that synchronicity. That's interesting. I guess you can't. I'll talk about it. Don't you worry. Oh, what the hell? The death card is actually at the bottom. The death card is at the bottom. There's scorpionic energy. I feel that all around. Okay, the Magician. This is your potency. Okay, you are a manifester. You can manifest. Maybe you're not though, because your weakness is an ending. It's kind of hard to stand up. You have so many swords in your back, right? So many swords in your back, whether these are relationships that haven't worked out and you feel like sort of betrayed, or you just feel betrayed by the universe. You just feel like life in general has not been easy as of late, as of recent. To clarify your magnificent strength here, you have the Hierophant, the Seven of Pentacles, and the King of Swords. This is your strength here. Your strength is truly manifesting from divine, in connection with divine. With the Hierophant here, this Magician is such a perfect example of, so from above, I bring it to below and I create with that, right? But there's always the first step with the Magician. I always talk about, you know, the Magician has here all the things that they need to manifest anything, to create anything in their life. The wand, the sword, the cup, the pentacle. What order do you do that in? I think that depends on whatever the manifestation is, right? You have the Seven of Pentacles here. So I believe, well, first you have the Hierophant. So first, whatever divine ideas come to you, whatever you feel, where you get your inspiration, like how you connect with something beyond you, that's your first step, right? That's your first step. And then your next step is the Seven of Pentacles. Having a plan, thinking about how things have worked out up to this point, how they haven't. How do you adjust? How do you make improvements? What do you focus, out of all the seeds that you've planted recently, what are the ones that really seem like the best ones to continue investing in for you, right? This is your strength. Then you have the King of Swords. I feel like after you've kind of assessed things with the Seven of Pentacles and thought about it, have your decision, stick with it, and go. Go. Hold on strong and fast to what your decision is here. Look at that order. Well, see, the Hierophant, though, he is holding what looks like a wand to me. And that's kind of like the inspiration, the creative mind and thought, right? Cups are not here. Over here, your nemesis is the deepest part of you. It's always, it seems to be, at least now, maybe always, but at least now, the final step in how you manifest is the deepest part of you, your emotions. Your emotions come in Ah, right? Because once you've lined everything up, you've connected with something beyond yourself. You've come up with a creative idea, or you have an inspiration or a feeling or a guidance too. But like even just the whole experience there with my phone and getting an email looked like from my grandfather saying like, hey, it's been a long time. You must be tired. Like, what's going on? And that, okay. And then even maybe just say, I'm going to pull out some cards. That's what I was trying to say. There's that inspiration. There's that connection. Now you need a practical approach. How do you apply that? So something came from the heavens. How do you make it happen here on earth? How do you get that to work for you? Then once you figure that out, you've got your King of Swords, you claim it, you know it, and you stick with it. And why wouldn't you? Because it came from divine. You worked with that. You made a plan. Here I go. And then you put the cups in. Then sort of maybe there's the confidence to put the feelings and the emotions in and like kind of guide yourself intuitively. Because it's coming up as a nemesis for you. Maybe you put your cups in first because it's sort of like the stronger aspect of you. But because it is the strongest aspect of you, it's probably also the most vulnerable aspect of you. Because it's the deeper, truer you. So don't pull that out yet in your manifestation until you've gone through the rest of the process. And then you pull it out. And then it's probably not going to get shoved into the ground. And you're going to have to stand up and dust it off, right? Your kryptonite, your weakness, there it is. 10 of Swords. You have the 5 of Wands, the 3 of Pentacles, and the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups, look at that. Oh. This is like a weakness of, if there's conflict in sharing ideas, working with others, if there's some sort of conflict or disagreement, it's bringing in the Knight of Cups. But perhaps that's not the right approach for you. It seems like a very natural thing for you to do. To bring in this cup energy. But it's acting as a nemesis here for you. Maybe I don't know that. I want to say don't wear your heart on your sleeve. But I don't know that Cancer would necessarily do that. Maybe when you're young, I could see that. But then as time goes by, right, and you have more and more experience in life, you may start to not wear it so much. And maybe that's part of what's going on here, like starting to hold back on that. Because then the most vulnerable part of you gets hurt in painful endings like this. So your nemesis here, though, there it is. This is really cool. The cards that I pulled out here, you have the 4 of Swords, resting, healing, getting enough sleep. This is funny, right? Like that message. What was it again? It's been a while. You must be exhausted. Yeah. But then the 4 of Wands. So, oh my gosh. Look at this. I'm so far away. You probably can't see. Okay. See the 4 of Swords? Look at how she kind of rests in her own hands there. But then look at it transforms into the 4 of Wands. We're resting with another. Like the 4 of Wands is celebrating connection with a person. So healing, resting, and then celebration. But the celebration itself also looks very healing. And this is what I thought was interesting, I'm rolling all over the place, is then you get the 8 of Wands, communication and movement. 2 4s make an 8. Look at that, isn't that cool? Yeah. Your next assignment, the Page of Wands. So let's focus on this. This is kind of like going forward here. Being the Page of Wands, simple communication. Oh, you have the Magician, you have the Hermit, and then you have the Devil. There's the Page of Wands. That's like step 1, right? And I said it seems to start with a wand because this Hierophant is holding what? It's a staff, but it looks like the wand, how the wand is represented in many decks that I have here. So that's your first step. So basically this message is coming out to talk about your first step here in manifesting. The Page of Wands. There you go. The Magician. We're getting that clarification here. That's the first step. Now, what we have here is the Hermit and the Devil. I feel like if there's anything holding you back, it's internal energy. It's not external here. Because this Hermit, if anything else was sitting here with the Devil, it would feel like that there's something, you know, that you're trying to push through that's very entrapping, very restrictive, toxic. I'm going to ask more actually about, I'm going to say, okay, to me this Page of Wands and the Magician is your first step to manifest. Just simple, easy, honest communication. That's all that is. The Hermit and the Devil. The Hermit and the Devil in this Page of Wands. It's also coming out, I feel like, yes, the Four of Pentacles not moving here. So the Hermit and the Devil and the Four of Pentacles, it does feel like going through an internal process, trying to free yourself from internal demons. But to get your balance again, to feel balanced again, to get your stability. So this is what the whole point of the first step is, right? Like if you're trying to, let's say you want to buy a new home, or you want to meet a new partner, or you want to start a new business. You're not really being advised here to open up an online dating app, or go to the bank and get your funds into order. The first, or like even sitting down and making a list of what you want to do. Like that's not the advice here. The advice here is to kind of go out and engage in a very simple, clear, easy communication. That's it. Because that's what frees up all this energy here. Because that's the first step, is freeing up your energy. But yet it seems to be internally contained by possibly a long cycle or a deep cycle of self-reflection, which is very good. But maybe this is becoming a bad habit with the Devil, of looking internally. You've looked at as much you can, I guess, inside of you. It's time to look at things outside of you. And then we'll get another reading and we'll get more steps in terms of what to do. But I really feel like that's what it is. And see, well then the Seven of Pentacles comes in. So then that's when you can start making the plan. You need to free your energy. Energetically, you're held back somehow. You have to free that energy. And then you can take in all the other practical steps to manifest. Energetically, you're held back. You're self-contained. It needs to go out. What a really interesting reading. Oh, what's at the bottom? The King of Cups is at the bottom, huh? Yeah, the King of Cups is at the bottom now. There we go. There's all that mature, deep feeling and emotion. Now, because I'm bringing these down now. Let's go to the book. You got two. A Theme and the Salamander. This double-edged silver dagger is a magical tool used in several witchcraft traditions. Like the magic wand, its primary use is to channel and direct energy, such as when casting a circle. It is never to be used for cutting or for any other mundane purpose. It is connected to its wielder on a personal level and can pass through the veil between worlds when used properly. The meaning. So the message of this card suggests that while you have the ability to see both sides of any of the issues or problems that you are facing at this time, You are choosing to be very one-sided and are only seeing what you want to see rather than digging deeper for the answers that will allow the situation to be resolved once and for all. It has been dragging on far too long. As a sword has a double edge, so do most things. It's the duality of dark and light, good and bad, that balances our universe. One cannot survive without the other. You must now open the mind to all possibilities and look into both sides of the situation to get the information that you are seeking. It is where you will ultimately find the truth. Interesting, because like talking about not being like sort of you're aware, right? You have the ability to see both sides of an issue or a problem that you are facing at this time. But like this, it's very hard to see, right? So it's not like it's your fault, you're just not looking, you're being ignorant. Like, no, that's difficult. And that causes, facing the ground, that's going to cause, really it should naturally in a way cause this hermit mode, like self-reflection, going within, not necessarily looking for answers outside of you, trying to find them within you. But then that can become maybe a habit. Right? So you're still trying to find the answers, but the answers aren't within you. The answer's outside of you. So you have to free up your energy and go out. And then you start to manifest. Okay, so the incantation. Ready? Front and back, up and down, side to side and all around. Open my eyes to all that is there and allow my judgments to be entirely fair. Okay, so now let's look at the salamander. Salamander. Sorry. The salamander is a diverse and unorthodox creature. The symbolic meaning of the salamander is fire. They like living inside rotting logs that are sometimes gathered and burned. When placed in fire, the salamander will attempt to escape from the log, thus creating an impression that it is created from the flames. They regrow their tail and limbs if lost in near-missed bites from their predators or other calamities. This is symbolic of renewal, regeneration, rebirth, and regrowth. It is a message that there is never total loss, and you must seek out renewal whenever possible. So the meaning. The salamander comes to those who are in need of change in their lives and asks us to evolve. Salamanders are magical creatures who will reveal to you how the energy of your will can be used to alter and recreate the environment around you. Change isn't always cheerful, and it is something we often fear. But when the salamander appears, these changes are meant to be meaningful, positive, and enlightening. Perceive the changes going on around you and adapt to your best ability rather than fighting against them. So here's the incantation. What once seemed lost can be replaced. All things can be let me read this first and then read it out loud to you. Okay, here I go. What once seemed lost can be replaced. All things can easily be retraced. I embrace the changes, they will serve me well. All fear and negativity I now do expel. Wow, that's pretty interesting, guys, because look at, like, your weakness here is a major ending. Major painful ending. But it's now time to start manifesting new things for yourself and to really see what that is, or even to push past whatever problems or conflicts or difficulties that you may have is now outside of you. Pretty cool energy, pretty cool reading, Cancer. Thank you, guys. I'm going to move these down the table and I'm going to do the extended for you. Like I said, the link is at the top of the description if you're drawn to it. And we'll see how the past and the future is pulling on you. That could be interesting. Thank you so much, guys. Until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.